So I watched the Final Four. It was absolute garbage. Not a close game, and you can say the UConn Illinois. No, it wasn't. It was like 10 the whole time. It was never really in doubt in my opinion. I don't see it. And it was interesting because the first half of the UConn Illinois game, um, they let them play a little bit. But as soon as they came out at halftime, if anyone looked at somebody the wrong way, they were calling a foul. They were both in bonus in no time. And that makes me think, does somebody hey, we need more commercials. Slow down the game. Hey, we need this to last longer. Slow down the game. Hey, you're letting them play too hard. Call a whole bunch of fouls. Do they... Is somebody in their ear, at halftime, to tell them to do this stuff? I don't, that's just so weird to me. Or, we need to hit some bets, so you need to start calling fouls. Or, I don't... It makes no sense to me how you completely change how you're calling the game at halftime. Well, I remember certain crews in whatever sport, baseball, basketball, hockey, football, whatever. Some would allow you to be more physical. Some would the home plate umpire. Sometimes he called high strikes. That was his MO. Some guy would call low strikes. That was his MO. The pitches on the inside, outside. That's what they were all the time. It didn't change from inning to inning. But that's what it seems like each crew, it depends on the half. Not even the game. The half. How they're going to call it. How can you have quality play when no one knows how to play the game? When it goes from basketball, good quality, hard-nosed basketball, to synchronized swimming where you just dance around and if you touch each other, you're doing it wrong. Wrong. Shots. Let's go. That's what it seems like. And I was watching the second Final Four game, and I saw something on the LED board, and I'm just like, man, no one's clever anymore. No one. Because it had on there, and then there were 4 on the LED board for the first game. On the second game, why wouldn't you put, and then there were 3? Because there's 3 teams in, the 2 that are playing, and UConn who already got in. But yet they still have, and then there were 4. No one's clever. It's an LED board. You just type in some crap and it changes. They scroll through constantly. Half times are insanely long. Pre-games, post-games, insanely long. They have more than enough time to type in some words for the LED board. And yet, they can't be clever at all. And then watching basketball, and I've thought this for a while now, why does everyone hold up gang signs constantly? Why? What is that? What are these gang signs that everyone throws up all the time? Because I remember when I was growing up, the only people that did hand signs like that were gang members and people doing sign language. That's who did it. No one else. I don't remember anyone, but I guess, there's poggers. Jalen Brunson does it. He's 12, yet he's in his mid-20s, late 20s, early 30s. I don't know, but he acts like a preteen. Not even a teenager, preteen. Because that's what preteens were doing in the middle school I worked at. And then we would all make fun of them. Poggers, because you're an idiot. You're stupid. But yet, as a kid, you're supposed to be stupid. That's what you do. We're all stupid when we're kids. But as an adult, you're supposed to grow up and put away childish things. But, like I said before, social media has kept us in a state of high school, and everything that matters in high school, it matters till the day you die. And that's how they're controlling everyone. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about Dan Hurley. So the Elite Eight game, he like went up to the referee, and the referee came up to him, and he did like this pushing with his head. It wasn't like a headbutt, but I was talking to someone, and they were saying that the referee provoked. If he wouldn't have went over there, Dan Hurley wouldn't have done that, which, again, fair enough. But there's this Etan Thomas that said Dan Hurley should be arrested for what he did to the ref, and if he was black, he would have been. Rick Pitino, with his past, if he was black, he would never coach again. But then Jason Whitlock brought up Juwan Howard when he threw a punch at a white assistant coach at Wisconsin. They had protests for him to keep his job when he was black. So I think what Etan Thomas really meant is if Dan Hurley was black, there would be rioting on the streets for him to keep his job. And since he's white, they're calling for him to be arrested and fired and God knows whatever else if he was black. But yet we know what people would do if someone black punches someone or does something. They'll be rioting in the street if anyone has anything negative to say. He was just standing up for himself. He's being a man. Like I'm sure that's what they were saying when Juwan Howard did that. I'll put money on it. And like, because Dan Hurley, he did that and everything, and so it was a big deal. And I was watching the Final Four games, and I couldn't believe what I saw. Dan Hurley was standing like 3 feet inside the court on the playing surface while play was going on, and he's just hanging out, just watching like he's on the bench. Just balls coming closer, doesn't move, just standing there watching, and I'm like, and so I really paid attention the rest of the time to the other coach and to the 2 other coaches that played in the second game, and not a one took one step onto that court during play. And he was 3 feet just hanging out. He didn't do it again. I'm assuming the ref said something to him, because he didn't. He stood right on the edge. If I was a referee, I'd have hit him. Like, ran. That's my space. Get out of the way of my space. You do not need to be right there to coach. You don't. You can take a step back and still coach. You can take 3 steps back and still coach. You can go sit down on the bench and still coach. You can stand on your head on top of the chair like it's your butt and still coach. And I don't understand why the referee was going around him. I'd have hit him. I'd have just ran and be like, boom, hit him and be like, what are you doing? Get back. And you tee him up and you move on. And so, but I guess that's Dan Hurley's MO. He pushes the envelope, pushes the envelope, pushes the envelope, and his team responds. And if everyone continues to allow him to push the envelope, he will. It's kind of the world we live in. If no one says anything, you must agree. I've been around a lot of people that keep their mouths shut in the moment, and then after the fact, they have something to say to me in private, but they didn't when it was a group thing. When people are attacking me and all this other stuff, like, shut up, leave me alone. If you didn't have anything to say with everyone around, you're too weak for me. Goodbye. So, Dan Hurley, I don't see how you win the national championship. I don't. Michigan, they're just too good. I don't see it.